keep this party rolling. This next guy coming to the stage has been such a delight to work with. Give it up for Brian Head!
Wow, thank you so much. My name is Brian, and I'm 38 years old. And thank you, and I'm still young at heart. But what I really mean is that I'm broke and still live at home with my parents. I've been pursuing stand-up comedy for a long time, and when you pursue stand-up comedy for a long time, you have to live in cheap, sketchy places that make you feel unsafe, like my mom's house. What's hard about living at home with your parents is like you have to hide your life choices because they just could never accept what you've done with your life. Like I quit nursing school and I've been pursuing stand-up for quite some time, and I haven't told them about either. So in my closet, I have like a stand-up mic with a long cord and a stand in my closet, and I'm hiding it. And my mom recently found it, and I was just like, Mom, it's not what you think it is. It's just a really long dildo I plan on hanging myself with later tonight. I'm Korean American, and I grew up in Long Beach. And when you grow up in Long Beach as a Korean American, I grew up in a white neighborhood, so I was trying to fit in with white people. And then I went to a black school and tried to fit in with black people. And then K-pop became a thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta be Asian again, right? So I was like a Korean guy trying to be a white guy, pretending to be a black guy, cosplaying as an Asian guy. I'm like a reverse Korean Michael Jackson. He's so confused. What's also hard about being Korean American is like your peers are like so much more successful than you, right? So then like my brother-in-law, like he takes me out to these really nice restaurants and he pays for dinner, and I feel really uncomfortable. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how to say thank you. Like I feel so uncomfortable. I'm just like, should I hug him, you know? Or like, should I kiss him? And I'm just like, oh, don't be ridiculous. I'll just suck his dick. I'm sober. Or as my ex-girlfriend's parents call it, a drug addict on a break. My drug of choice was Adderall. And what's hard about being a past Adderall addict is like, it's so hard because your self-esteem is so low, but my apartment was like so clean. I'm a recovering Adderall addict, and this is my story. You know, it's funny, like, I feel like Coke addicts and Adderall addicts, we're not so different. Like, we're not so different, right? Like, a Coke addict will go to Vegas and snort blow off a stripper's ass. For me, an Adderall addict, I'm just at my apartment, you know, in my living room, vacuuming Cheeto dust off my dog's ass. I'm extremely antisocial, which just means that the pandemic was heaven for me. And you know, it's really weird. I'll spend a lot of time alone. Like I'll be isolated for a long time. And when you're antisocial and you're isolated for a long time, and suddenly this feeling comes up to like go out and be social immediately, right? And it's intense for me. So I'll like go out and I'll be like super charismatic. I'll like be the life of the party, right? I'll make like 20 friends in one night, and it like they're all Trader Joe's cashiers. But I really think they like to talk to me, you know? It's funny when you get that emotional connection finally that you've been starving for so long, right? Like it kind of feels like that movie Interstellar, right, with Matt Damon, and he finally like comes out of that coma cube of sleeping for so long, and he finally sees Matthew McConaughey, and it hugs him and embraces him with so much emotion, right? And except I'm at my doctor's appointment, right? And my doctor's just like, hey, I just saw your lipid panel and it looks pretty good, right? And I'm just like, thank you for noticing. What's also hard about being super antisocial is it gets extremely lonely that you'll befriend anyone or anything. You didn't have to go, oh. Can I just say I'm okay? Like I heard a, oh, and I heard another one, oh. I'm gonna be okay. Maybe, who knows? Let me be honest. It's hard when you're isolated for so long, and then you've been so lonely for so long that you'll befriend anyone or anything, right? Like when I was at work and it wasn't busy, and I was alone, right? And then a tiny little spider landed on my face, right? And I was like, hey, little buddy, you want to watch the Olympics? And he was like, are you voting for Kamala Harris? And I was like, squish. Like either party, I would have squished him. It's just, I don't want to talk about politics, right? I just, I do really want to get married, and I feel like, my friend, when someone gets married, it's like, their fantasy's different than mine. Like, my fantasy when I get married as an antisocial person is going to be like, my best man's going to be my therapist. My officiant's going to be my life coach. And my wife will be my cousin Amber, if she'll have me. Wow, thank you guys so much for coming out. My name's Brian. Thank you.
Give it up for